No, it's because I'm anxious.
Yeah. Costco water. Mine's still cold. Wow.
Don't you know? Don't you know the rumor of people who pick out labels are sexually frustrated?
Really? Oh.
Are you?
Well, no, I'm not saying that's the reason why. I do it because I'm fidgety.
Oh, I see.
I used to always do like poke a pencil here and like just like squirt it out, just drink it like that. But I remember like that was such a bad habit. Every time like in elementary school, I would just get a pencil and you just like poke it. Yeah.
Oh my god. Probably
like getting all that
your
lead.
fair share of lead.
Yep.
All right.
But I don't think it's lead, right?
No, yeah.
Pencil lead's not lead.
Yeah. It's
the amazing thing is American pencils, how could it still be the same? The yellow pencil, number 2 pencil.
The HP pencil.
You know, in Korea, it always changes.
Yeah. They call it 문방구, right?
문방구.
Yeah, 문방구.
All right.
Stationary.
All right. Actually, you do the intro this time.
Okay, I thought we decided not to do intros, but we are back. Koreatown Social Club with co-host Michael Kim, Radio Korea CEO, and we have Ed Choi here, influencer, powerful influencer on TikToker, right? And Sean Lee, Republican National Committee. What's your position there? What will be your position?
It'll be like
there?
a PR, like field rep, like digital organizer.
Oh, okay, so welcome back and start our show. Not domestic politics today, right?
Yeah. I was going to ask, do you get a lot of shit from some Koreans you know that are like, hey, how can you support the Republicans? Or
you must get a lot of that, right?
Yeah, a lot back in that BLM time. I think for me, it was a lot of those high school people. That's why I really don't keep in touch with most of them. Because did I tell you I go to the school? The high school was New Covenant Academy, just down here in Vermont and Westmoreland.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know about that, but I was just not a big fan of that environment. I'm not just because it was predominantly Korean, but it's just because of, I think just the hypocrisy was just legendary at that school.
Mm-hmm.
We could go on and on, but yeah, from students, from the leadership there, administration, it's just been.
Your parents are Republican too, or were you lifelong Republicans? Your family, or
I mean, I know my grandparents were. I mean, but obviously Korean politics is different, right? That's why it's hard to distinguish it here.
Yeah,
but
Korean politics, and because there's a lot of Korean liberal people who support Trump here, and I think you can't. Some people kind of equate it. You know, the Korean Conservative Party is the same as the Republican Party, but I see it a lot of difference.
Yeah, I mean, but I would say my parents, I would say that none of them were really interested in, but I think after COVID when it hit, I think that's when they kind of got to realize more of the economical aspect of it. But yeah, they were never like into it, any of that. Or they were just more like, yeah, it happens, What can I do?
Why did you become a Republican, Sean?
I think, again, being born and raised here, I think it was the surroundings, just the environment, and then I think that school played a huge aspect of it.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So here we go on, moving on to this story that, according to CNN, monumental step forward, Thailand to become first Southeast Asian nation to legalize same-sex marriage. See all those rainbow flags and rainbows.
And I remember a couple weeks ago, Ed was pointing it out, right? That Thailand actually...
I think he said Taiwan.
Yeah.
Taiwan, yeah.
Was it Taiwan? Okay.
Well, this just happened on, a few days ago. Around June 18th or so.
One would think that Thailand might have already legalized same-sex marriage because...
They're very liberal about it, but I think in Asian countries, I want to say, excluding this, there was only like 2 Asian countries that legalized gay marriage.
Yeah.
In East Asia, right?
No, in all of Asia.
In all of Asia.
Yeah.
All of Asia.
Right. So this became news because, it's first Southeast Asian nation to legalize it. And
it is Pride Month, too.
Right.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
Oh, that's a global thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay. So some Koreans saw this and they reacted negatively on Korean social media.
Of course they did.
And now there's this thing called Cancel Korea or, Ban Korea in Thailand. So according to Twitter here, it says last year, Thais organized a boycott campaign against South Korea due to racism and discrimination against Southeast Asians. This year, Thai tourists to South Korea has fallen below other countries, going as far into negative rates. So we can see here that, what is this? There have been less Taeguk Thai tourists to Korea this year than there was last year, I guess, for
Chinese goes a
the
lot,
first
right?
Chinese
4
just
months.
dominates the.
China.
Wow, even America is at the bottom of the list.
Yeah, you're right. 26.3.
So most of their tourists come from their closest neighbors. China, Japan.
Surprised Japan's up there.
So this is
Taiwan.
percentage, right? Percentage. 470, 85.7%.
Wait, is this a
77%.
percentage?
From
No.
previous year?
Compared to last year.
Oh,
470%.
Went up.
Oh, wow.
Why
From
is that?
previous year.
Yeah, from previous year. Yeah.
Oh, just from January to
January
April.
to April. Yeah.
Wow.
that's crazy.
So a lot
So
of
85% more Japanese tourists than
Yes.
last year.
Yeah.
78% more from Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
75% more from the Philippines. Wow, that's a lot of Filipinos. Indonesians 50%. Hong Kong 41%.
Oh, that's to Korea.
Yeah, to Korea.
To Korea, yeah. Malaysia 35%. Vietnam 29%. The U.S. 26%. And Thailand minus 21%. This is
21%.
according to Yonhap News.
But is it Korea as a whole or like the elderly people?
I think Korea as a whole, pretty much at this point.
Yeah,
still.
because I think it's just
Really?
like their culture, right? Ever
Because,
since, like,
it's not just because of Christianity. I think because of it's called Confucianism. Yugo Sasang. From
yeah, the war.
like Korea was the most conservative country among all Asia. I would even say that because
wild.
Korea banned a lot of pop artists doing concerts because they didn't want kids to be polluted in their mind. They banned Michael Jackson too. So
Oh, really? I
if
didn't
you
know
ban
that.
Michael Jackson, pretty much you can't have anybody, right? So they were pretty much like all.
That's crazy because Korean people love Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it was crazy. And New Kids on the Block, you remember that when they when they came, it was a huge deal. Wow,
Dun, 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 dun,
yeah,
dun.
step by step.
The right stuff.
And I think some girls died there during the concert because they were
Being trampled.
because
of the hysteria?
Yeah,
Wow.
because of the hysteria. And then it was like headline news for like a month. We can never let this happen again. So that was like they banned everybody, even during the Michael Jackson concert.
Little did they know that was going to be the culture of Korea. Like they
I
go
know.
crazy about everyone.
I
there.
know they
Like,
do.
yeah.
And even in Michael Jackson concert, I went there and they told us to stand in. You can't even stand up. They were like, you guys, stand down.
Wasn't it at
If
the
you,
Michael?
if you go like this, they go, hey, what are you doing?
No, but wasn't it at the Michael Jackson concert in Korea where that one guy jumped?
yeah,
onto
you're right. That
the-
happened too.
onto
That
that
happened
lift
too.
when he went up?
I think I actually saw that dude.
That's
during the
crazy.
concert, there, and
I
it was
saw
just
him. He kind of looks like your brother or something.
I don't think he's my brother, but I
That
think
sounds
I think he went straight to jail. I think.
Yeah, I'm
But-
sure he did.
Yeah.
And he was all like, he was like,
He was like freaking out. The most impressive part about that was
I-
Michael Jackson. He acted like it was almost staged.
But you had to know, only 50% of it was sold. It was half empty, man.
Wow,
the concert was
really?
half empty because the restriction, the churches were all against it. It was like.
Well, what year was
so
this?
I felt
yeah,
sorry.
what year
for
was
him.
this?
It was 96.
90. Oh, wow.
I
So
remember that cunt.
they blocked.
Loteria was sponsoring.
No, it was Taewon Yeonung that sponsored it.
Huh.
And
believe you remember that. That's
and
crazy.
I think actually, during the Dangerous tour he was supposed to come, but they blocked him. The government blocked him to come. So
Okay.
Korea having that kind of you don't know how conservative it was. When I used to go to grade school, the teachers would beat the crap out of the students for no
Yeah,
reason
yeah, that I
sometimes.
know.
Oh, yeah, with the like the Mongdungi type of thing,
Yeah,
right?
sometimes won't do it,
They-
sometimes just punch them. It's just crazy. I think it's like really abusive culture.
Yeah, it
that
should
was
only be
there.
our parents doing that, right? Anyway, so the hashtag Ban Korea is beginning to trend again in Thai social media spaces after many Koreans began to attack Thais for the Thai Marriage Equality Bill. The Thai Marriage Equality Bill was supported by all Thai political parties, including liberal and conservative. So here's the Thai. Let's see what this says. Dok Korean Ili is discriminating against equal marriage during Songkran. People from your country come and suck cock in my country. It's so juicy, you buffalo. Wait, what? 태국 동성혼 허용 국가로 아시아 세 번째. Oh, it's the third in Asia. Thailand must be full of
Yes.
AIDS. This is
The
what
first
Koreans are
one was
saying.
where?
23.
Yeah. So
Thailand must be full of AIDS. I will never go there to play. Another person says, ugh, dirty. Our country must make sure this does not happen. Don't allow our country to end. So social media response.
Yeah, that's so embarrassing as a Korean.
Let's see
what
what
are
else
the other
there
countries
is.
that legalized?
Taiwan was first.
Oh, Taiwan. You're right. That was pretty recent too, right? Taiwan.
Maybe like 2 or 3 years ago.
And what's the second country? I know
Taiwan, Nepal, and Thailand.
Nepal. The one that you would never guess.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Nepal.
You would never
Nepal,
guess Nepal. That's why
you
I
would
always
think
forget.
that that's a
Although,
pretty conservative place.
I don't think South Korea recognizes Taiwan as a nation, right? They still adhere to the one China
I think so.
policy.
Yeah, because America does too.
So you could say 2 nations and 1 Asian jurisdiction, whatever.
I don't think it's going to be legalized in China.
I guess
ever.
even Wikipedia just we're very careful with the language. Asian
Yeah.
jurisdictions,
Asian jurisdiction.
which nationally recognized,
Jurisdictions.
they're
Jurisdictions.
yeah, but also nationally. So
Nationally.
like they technically are a nation, but we're not going to say it.
But you look at here, there's also videos of Koreans discriminating against other Southeast Asians, such as Indonesians and Filipinos, are trending in Thai social media now. There is also many tweets exposing Koreans making more insults towards Thais and Thailand. Now, it looks like this video is something like Korean guy was on maybe Omegle or one of those things. Let's hear what is being said here.
But I don't feel good because we are the same Asian. I'm Asian.
That's a Korean dude, right?
Yeah.
Korean dude.
Kind of bad for me.
Wow.
Oh, your face is horrible, man. Oh, I cannot see it.
Nurse? Again? Do you know that I record this conversation so I can upload that you curse Indonesian people? And you've said
Oh,
that.
okay. I don't care, you know.
Yeah, I don't
I
think so.
still think that Korean people are more upper than the Indonesian people.
What? More what?
Upper.
Upper, like.
Is that a Korean girl?
Things like
No,
that?
no, they're
Oh, no, on the
Asian
left.
girls.
The one that's reacting to
Oh,
it. I mean,
looks like China. I don't.
No, I don't think she looks
I don't think
Korean.
she does.
she
look
doesn't
Korean.
look Thai, is why.
She looks Asian American.
Yeah.
Oh, so she's reacting to this,
She's
right?
yeah. The 2 on the left right now is the call,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then she's reacting on the right.
You're Asian. It feels kind of bad for me.
I don't think that's the same guy, but that's
And-
wild that guy's even
and-
doing that.
yeah, I know,
Because
and-
a Korean guy got basically murdered online for saying that Filipino people were like below Korean people.
Oh,
yeah,
was there like a
I
video
think he like
about
had
that?
to delete his whole account and stuff.
You know, I think there's a lot of Koreans who
Has a
Are-
superiority complex? Yes.
that
Entitled and
and
play the innocent card all the time.
Yeah,
But specifically within Asia, they have a superiority complex.
I think so too. And
But now there's many viral tweets promoting alternative travel destinations such as China, Japan, and fellow ASEAN nations. So what do you guys think? Is this a bad look for Korea?
it's
Like,
problematic. Yeah, I mean, and this guy didn't even actually hide his face, right? They just
he just
video
straight up
edited
just
for him,
yeah.
right?
yeah, I think they're protecting
He knew
him.
the repercussions too, probably. So
What's that grinder post?
What is this?
So is it
Grindr.
because they think
Bottom.
Highest
that-
percentage of bottom, South Korea, Japan number 2, Vietnam number 3. I don't know. This was supposed to be
Oh, there's still
Grindr.
Grindr.
That's
Is it Grindr?
hysterical.
Okay.
What's a bottom? I know what it is, but do you guys know what it is?
What does it mean?
Like,
Bottom meaning there, there the
In
one where it's
LGBT
pointing?
in the gay world, what is a bottom?
I don't know, man.
There's a top and a bottom, right?
I
So
think
the
so,
top
yeah.
plays the masculine
it's
role.
like the receptive. No,
yeah, the
yeah,
bottom
receive.
accepts,
Oh.
receives.
Yeah.
Okay, so even in their gay community,
giving
they have a
and receiving is
okay,
probably
giving
the-
and receiving. More
So I guess
politically correct way.
Korean, they're trying to say that the Koreans have the highest percentage of bottoms among the gay community. I guess. What is this? 2 Korean men who acted indecently in public left Thailand. I
So
guess
they're
this
making
goes
fun of
back to
Korea.
this.
So
This
they're-
reminded me of the 2 Korean tourists giving BJ in public. Koreans are extremely homophobic and racist. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, like it really bothers me when I see comments like that on social media, but then like I don't really have anything to argue it with because it's not true.
Yeah.
Koreans could be pretty many
Oh,
Koreans.
Douglas responded. He said, "Good, get the fuck out."
Chosun.
Yeah, and then
Of course he did.
someone responded, "Good, get the fuck out. You're an American, you fucking imbecile. Stay out of Asian people's business. You couldn't secure employment in Korea even if you wanted
And
to."
that
bitch."
response has more than double the likes of
Oh
that.
shit. And Doug responded, "Just
Well,
good, get the
7,000
fuck
people
out
watched.
again." What else did Yammies respond? What else did they say?
The Chosun one is a wordplay of chosen one, right?
Oh shit, this might piss off Doug. It is so sad that some Korean Americans become so desperate to defend South Korea to prove their Koreanness, but South Korea itself is very Western and an American puppet. I know that must have pissed off Doug.
Yeah, it must have been.
Oh, it's so sad that sad that your entire country sucked white cock
Pissing
for
match.
centuries and is now full of criminals that no one wants in their country. Among 3,400 undocumented foreign drug offenders nabbed from 2018 to May, 2,500 people were Thai. Okay.
So he's defending South Koreans.
Yeah.
Our own Doug.
Do you appreciate that, Michael?
Well, I mean, I think Douglas.
I think blind
when
allegiance
he-
to anything is problematic.
So anyway, yeah, of course, Doug appeared there. What else do we see?
That's a little disappointing for Doug.
For Doug to say that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
It's too bad he's not here today. Oh.
He
Need to meet him one day.
he likes to be hyperbolic, so I know that he's anti-establishment. So
Another comment says, this one has 29,000 likes. When the poor suddenly become rich, they act like they own the world, and that's what the Koreans are. They were just a bunch of rice farmers who became rich a few years ago because the West industrialized their country as part of the American empire.
do you think Korea has always been like that, or is it a recent trend because of the K-pop and the K-drama, K-culture,
Has always been like
K-food?
what?
A little bit racist towards other Southeast Asian countries, like for
No, but you
instance,
said it yourself. They were one of the most conservative countries in the world, and
Because I'm saying back in the day we didn't even think about other nations that much, other than like Korea. It's and American culture, Hollywood movie, pop songs. So other than American culture, there's some Japanese entertainment that we consumed. But Thailand, Taiwan, or these other nations, we didn't even almost hear about. Because back in the 80s, people didn't even go to United States that much.
yeah,
In the 80s and 90s. So,
it's far.
but
it's
now
expensive.
it's more the global.
Yeah.
The world is getting smaller and smaller, and I think now probably a lot of Koreans are comparing themselves to other Asians. Yeah, I think that's why this is happening. So what they're claiming is we're the better ones, right? Koreans are better than, which is kind of embarrassing to even hear, right? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
It is really embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what should Koreans, should they just...
But
Shut the fuck
But
up.
it's like
Yeah.
you have rotten apples everywhere. These are the rotten apples, and what can you do about
That's
it?
the tough part. Is like oftentimes those rotten apples, they tend to be some of the loudest.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
they're getting the
A lot of the
attention like
international
this.
students I realize even from school, they tend to just like, I think the nosiness is one thing, but it's also another thing is entitlement combined with like, oh, like my way or the highway type of attitude, right? So it's like, oh, like you don't know this right now? Damn, like you must be like, they will like call like Korean Americans like a Twinkie, right? Like white on the inside but yellow on the outside, right? That kind of like metaphorical term. And then
I
I
think
think
you meant the other way, right?
oh yeah, that side, and then they would kind of get that into offense, and then I guess that's where like arguments will happen, because I've seen that a lot of with international kids. I think they're just like so entitled with like their own way, but when they come here they get all the services they need and take advantage of the system, but at the same time, so the double standard there,
Did you get to hang out with international Korean students too? Because I heard that there's some kind of division between second gen.
There is
students,
some. I mean, that's
Korean
from
students, and also international
even from
students.
colleges too and stuff, and I think you can kind of clearly see that contrast. Obviously, when the bubble's smaller, then usually it's easier to kind of get into those arguments, but like in campuses that are big, usually there's more of them, so it's kind of
Wait, who's the
hard to
elitist?
see.
The international students, or the Americans?
No, I want to ask. I wouldn't know, to be honest.
well.
But
in
probably,
the
I would think probably
in
the international students
in the
would be a
university's
little bit-
perspective, obviously they want to kiss up to international students since that's where it all comes from.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right, because they
pay
full
more.
time. Yeah,
They
they
pay
pay more.
more.
But in terms of the Korean American people, like their presence is still dominant. But I think that these days the international kids have been kind of making their little alliance type of thing and
So
try
do
to.
they behave arrogantly? Yeah, we're from
Yeah,
South
because
Korea,
they
we
have this
K-pop and all this stuff.
Yeah, with the
right?
K-pop, they have this whole thing
I
with like the
th-
KSA stuff. They're like, oh, that we have this, and then it's like when they look at you and then they know that you look Korean but you don't act like them, they'll kind of be like, oh, like like when Koreans like do like that back talk and gossip all that. So I think that's where just the whole typical culture kind of exists.
All right. And let me just read this final tweet. I guess it's a fan of Lisa from Blackpink, who is the
Wow.
Thai member of Blackpink,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
So this person says South Korea is the most ungrateful country in Asia. They think they're superior to everyone else. Thailand sent tons of rice and more aid to help them after the Korean War, but they continue to be racist and have forgotten all of this. I'll never forget when they attacked Lisa just for being Thai and shut her down for almost a month on social media back in 2019. Do you know about that? What
I didn't even know about it. I mean, to be honest,
Which part, the rice or the Lisa part?
About the Blackpink Lisa being, yeah, all of it. I think.
I didn't know.
I didn't know any
the
of it
rice
either.
side either,
Even the
yeah.
rice aspect, I didn't know about it. But you Googled it, and it seems
I didn't
like
know
it's
the
there.
Blackpink part either.
I know Lisa is one of the more popular ones there, right?
She's the most popular
Arguably
one,
the
right?
most popular.
More compared to even
Only
Jennie?
next to.
I think so.
I thought Jennie would be more.
I think Jennie is actually secondary in regards to followers.
Oh, so
Because
she's
Jennie
number
might be
one.
bigger in Korea. Lisa is big internationally.
Internationally. I think she's more
She's
likable.
gorgeous.
I would think, I think she has more character compared
Wasn't
to
she
like
going
Jennie.
out with that the Louis Vuitton, or whatever
son?
the something?
the heir, or yeah.
Okay. So, how can Korea change? I mean, even if Koreans don't like it, should they just be quiet about it?
No,
or-
I think there should be somebody educating
They're
people
going to get some
that you
rude
shouldn't
awakening.
have.
You
yeah,
can't.
you shouldn't
you can't
have
try
this
to become
superior-
international
yeah.
and then be fucking racist.
Yeah.
Not to mention, like, that's wild because, like, Southeast Asia is probably the biggest supporters of Korean culture.
I think so. It started
Between
there. The
Thai-
K-wave started there,
yeah,
right?
Thai and Filipino people are so fucking supportive. Like, I love making content about, like, Thai or Filipino people because those videos get, like, millions of views
Okay.
because they're just so supportive. And, like, I wish that we had that as Koreans because Koreans, international people don't know this, Koreans are that way to Koreans. It's not just the rest of the world they look down upon. They look down upon every single other Korean.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, it was less than like 10 years ago. I think I said this one of the last weeks, but like my aunt in Korea had like a 4-year-old car, and some ajumma pulled up next to her at a red light, it scoffed and like judged her and was like, "Ew, get a new 똥차 새 거 사." And she was just like, "This car's 4 years old. What the fuck? I'm still making payments on this. What are you talking about?" You know what I mean? Like, Koreans are judgy, they're elitist.
That's true.
And I want to blame it on like the way that the country was, you know, and psychologically how it affected everyone. But like, that was like almost 100 years ago. Like, get over it.
Yeah, I think
That's like a 40-year-old person like blaming their parents for turning like out who they were. It's like at some point, get over it and do something about it. You know what I mean?
I think that's even in the South Korea culture. Like
Yeah.
you should go to these elite colleges, become rich, get a job in Samsung, and and
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
not like that, they feel like their life is in ruins.
Yeah,
a lot of them. And that's why there's a lot of suicide rates, like because you're almost like not a human being.
You're not.
Some
Yeah.
people do kind of view you that way within that country.
Yeah.
So to other nations who is not economically developed as South Korea, probably a lot of Koreans
Yeah.
feel
It's
the
built
same
into the
way. And I
culture.
think it's a shame. And I think even among like Korean American media, we kind of tend to automatically focus more on Korean American issues, not, So I think I commend what you're doing, to branch out to other Asians. Rather than Asian news, it's more centric to Korean news, Korean American news,
Yeah.
or Korean news in South Korea.
Even when I do,
not
like-
Filipino or Japanese
No,
American or
yeah.
Chinese American, it's like they don't care about it.
Even when I
almost.
do like Southeast Asia or even South Asian people, there's so many comments of people being like, "Oh my god, thank you for including us." I'm like, "Why? Why wouldn't I include you?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I include you? It says Asia. It doesn't matter what part of
Yeah.
Asia."
So like even AAPI, it wasn't like a friendly concept as a for people who has been covering news because we're so focused on whether so we would call the police station and say check whether Korean died or not, and then if it's not a Korean or like a different nation,
Then they're like,
even
"Oh,
then
yeah."
they would just drop the story.
Right.
So
It's like because they find it. I think I understand. Like they think it's convenient, but at the same time, that also shows at the same time the kind of ostracism, right?
I know.
Like the color.
and
And the media only does it because it's the people the Korean people listening. They wouldn't care.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And then we talk about like why is there such a division in the country? Like why can't the Asians fucking like congregate and like make change? That's why.
Yeah, and I even in college, like there's international clubs, right? And international students, like for instance, if I talk with like a bunch of Korean students, like 9
Yeah.
of them, and there's only like one Japanese or Bangladesh or Filipino student, we would just talk in Korean. That would happen all the time. But I saw like among Japanese, like I was the only Korean, and there were like 9 Japanese. I mean, I happened to become that way. They all spoke in English. So they were being kind of considerate of that I couldn't understand what they're saying. But I think Korean, you know what I'm saying? The flip side,
Yeah.
when there's like majority Korean, we would just talk Korean, whether they understand it or not. So I think that kind of shows a little bit of a Asian superiority even on that. You know,
Huge
Ignorance
example
too,
that I-
right?
complex, yeah. I don't think Korean people even realize that by doing so, we're like aligning with white supremacy.
Yeah, I mean, it's embarrassing. I
It's
feel kind of
really
ashamed.
embarrassing.
It's very ashamed. You
It
know,
is.
it's a shameful thing. It kind of makes us blush, you know, about that.
Have any of you
These
guys
kind
been to Southeast Asia?
No, I want to
I don't
really
think
badly.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, I've been to the Philippines, and even 15 years ago when I was there were a lot of Korean restaurants, and when I went to a bar, they were playing Wonder Girls there. And when the Wonder Girls Nobody song came out,
Yeah.
a bunch of the girls in the bar just started doing the
Music
clap and dancing and all that. And then there were a bunch of Korean places. And then I remember I met this girl, and I'm like, oh, what do you want to eat? And she's like, oh, can we get Korean food? And it's like a status thing, I guess, maybe if you can eat Korean food out there. So, yeah, they were really into Korean stuff. Like, they're all, even like, what, at the time, was it Boys Over Flowers?
Yeah. 꽃보다 남자.
꽃보다 남자,
That
right.
came from Japan.
That was a
and
big thing.
Korea,
They're all
and-
into that. And but the last time I went there, I think. Oh, okay. When I was there in 2018 with my friend from Singapore, we met up in the Philippines, and then we talked to some people there, and then some of the girls there were kind of unhappy with Koreans. So what they said is a lot of Korean guys would come out there,
Use them.
impregnate them, and then just run away. And one guy, the one girl that knew my friend, she said that she got pregnant and he said he was going to take care of it and everything. Korean guy, right? He had crushed birth control or whatever into her drink or whatever, and she lost the baby. So she said she hates Korean guys now, and she's like, oh, I like Chinese guys. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on.
That's crazy
Yeah,
that
then
Korean people are going to do
impregnate
that
girls
after that
there.
was done to Korean people during the Korean War. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. We're just going to fucking...
You've heard about them, the Copino children?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's quite a lot of them out there.
that's crazy.
So they just spread their
Yeah, and some of them are just like they're in the
impregnate
Philippines to
girls.
learn English, and they'll impregnate like their teachers or whatever,
Oh my.
and then they just run off.
That's right.
And
I mean, that's like people who don't have conscience. You know?
Yeah.
this
I mean,
has been
just
going
so-
on for a while. Like even 15 years ago, it was, it was a thing even back then. And even Gershom, the Filipino guy who we've had on the show.
Yeah. So he would know a lot about.
He
these
was in
kind
the
of stories.
Philippines like a year ago on a family trip, and he said he was talking to his dad was talking to some local guy, and they were just talking so much crap about the Korean guys who come
Wow.
there and do stupid
passport bro
shit.
shit times 1,000.
I guess in Angeles City, which is like a huge red light district area, or the city where there's a huge red light district. I've never been there, but apparently a lot of those places are operated by Koreans, like I guess Korean pimps or whatever. A lot of Korean gangsters, maybe.
So these Korean dudes who impregnate other girls, they don't know that they got pregnant or not. They don't even care, right? They would not even.
I'm
even know
pretty sure
about
they know though, right?
They might know,
They-
but
they should.
maybe they don't care. They're just
I'm
like,
sure it's split, but it sounds like a lot in both.
But that was the other thing I heard is like, oh, Korean guys, they don't want to use condoms and
Yeah, a
things
lot
like
of
that.
Koreans. Yeah, I hear that a lot. Or a lot of Korean dudes don't like to wear a condom, and they would just, they don't care. Just whether the girls get pregnant or not. It's
Yeah,
just,
so
that
whatever.
is like super. What do you call? Male,
Patriarchy.
dominant. Patriarchy and.
Yeah, so
It's
all
a sad
the
thing,
the
yeah.
soft power that Korea built through K-pop and dramas and 불닭 볶음면 or whatever, all that stuff. It's all these guys are fucking it all up.
People are ruining it.
Yeah, so Korea, be careful. You're gonna
Yeah.
lose all the goodwill. That,
And then that's
I
why no
think-
wonder their birth rate is the lowest too, right? The fertility rate. I heard,
0.7,
right?
yeah. So I think like programs like us, we should point this out. We should,
100%.
even though
Yeah.
it's Korean American. I mean, if we did
or
Koreans,
just Korean. Yeah.
even though they're our own, if they make
Yeah.
huge mistakes, these are like
Yeah,
sins,
these are-
huge
these are-
committing
yeah.
sins all over the place.
So
Like this.
We're
Like,
not
we
going to
should
be
point
like
it out.
some other communities that don't criticize their own and try to
exactly.
justify everything they do.
Yeah, we gotta point.
We're
this
not
out.
like that.
But like,
Yeah.
take a page from like the Japanese. You can't change the narrative of your country
Yeah,
if the people are going to continue to be shitty. You know what I mean? Also, I'm surprised that China is so high. Did the
Yeah,
xenophobia,
that's true. You're
the
right,
xenophobia
yeah.
amongst Koreans
I
die
think
down?
I think it probably did.
When?
Obviously, with this number,
That's
know.
crazy because xenophobia is so rampant in Korea.
I think it's just China is getting so much more powerful and wealthier by the day.
They're just traveling,
And
all
you
over the
just have a
place,
lot more people that used to just be poor a few years ago. Now they're able to travel. So
And I think also Korea became very trendy, right? Because of Netflix, with the K-drama.
Yeah.
And I think this has something to do with that too. A lot of
And I think
look
that
at
huge Chinese
those percentages,
yeah.
like 85% up from Japan, Taiwan. Even
I mean,
America,
I guess this
that's
is
a lot.
A lot of it is recovery from the COVID
Pandemic too.
stuff.
Yeah. Because I remember last time when I was thinking, this was like almost like a decade ago. But yeah, their Chinese presence was heavy in Seoul.
Yeah. And in LA County, actually, among Asians, Filipino has the highest rate, right? Population-wise. I
Really?
think Koreans are number
More
2.
than
Oh, really?
Koreans?
Yeah,
Oh, I
number,
didn't-
I checked it yesterday
Filipino.
in LA County, and I was surprised about that too on the data. Filipino,
Like by a lot or just like by a little?
by a certain percentage, like 2.
Yeah, like let me
1.2.
tell you how much other communities support Korean stuff. Last Thursday, I went on a date with this girl to a coffee shop.
Yeah.
See? Yeah.
And
23%.
Oh, wow.
wow, that's crazy. The coffee shop I walked into, they had a BTS meetup. Not one person was Korean.
Oh, real BTS meetup.
There was
huh?
a BTS meetup. There
You
was
know,
like about 40 people in there.
so-
Not one Korean. They were all Southeast Asian or Latinas.
So,
This is for the initial date that you had.
Yeah.
Okay.
so even BTS, the way they got popular was, what I heard was they got popular in like Philippines and
Yeah.
Thailand, in the Southeast Asian countries first. And then they spread out Central America and then came to United States. And then they became popular in Korea. So they're like, oh, you guys are, that popular. So
Really?
it became like
Same thing with Gangnam Style,
Uh-huh.
right?
something like that. Yeah.
Once it
wasn't-
became
it
popular-
didn't grow here.
They're like, oh, the world likes it.
Yeah.
Let's like it.
Even Squid Game. Korea didn't like it that much, but it became so big in
I still
Netflix.
know a lot of
Wow,
Koreans
yeah.
who haven't seen it.
Yeah,
They
and
say, I don't
then-
want to watch that.
Yeah, and because Squid Game
Because
was
why? It's talking about your community, like the problems with Korea.
So
I think it does,
actually,
yeah, point that
29% were Chinese.
okay.
Filipino is 23%. Koreans are 13%, so Koreans are number 3.
There's more Chinese in
but
LA
I think if you check the
than
Wikipedia
Filipinos
site, go
and
ahead.
Koreans. That's crazy.
Yeah, on the Wikipedia site, I saw the Asian.
You know, actually,
You said LA County, not California, right?
LA County, yeah.
I mean, Bay Area too. I thought Bay Area had more,
me
no?
see.
For Chinese?
actually that makes sense because a lot of the girls that I match with, they're Chinese.
Are they?
Yeah, and I
Oh,
keep
okay.
being like,
Oh.
where are they coming from?
Yeah. So,
Does it crack down by ethnic
Dang,
groups?
wait, does LA County include no? Because that's San Gabriel Valley.
yeah, that does include.
It is
San
LA
Diego,
County.
Yeah.
Oh, that explains why.
I think that was not the Wikipedia that I saw. I think Asian Americans in Los Angeles. I think that's what I clicked.
In Greater Los Angeles.
Asian Americans in Los Angeles, something like that.
Whatever. Anyway, there's a lot of Filipinos.
A lot of
That's all
Filipinos,
that. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Yeah, but we
Korea.
don't-
Hopefully, they do better. Okay. All right. So let's move on to our next topic. This was posted by Douglas Kim. So here's the story. Family mourns Oakland 16-year-old boy whose body was dumped on the side of the road. So this 16-year-old was shot and killed. And I guess he's Thai. Chantavong?
No, he's Lao.
Lao. Okay.
Chantavong's a Lao name, yeah.
And yeah, like if he was found on the side of the road or something, like shouldn't that be kind of big news that you find a dead minor on the side of the road who was killed?
I covered this story.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Oh, you
Yeah.
covered this. Okay, so you know a lot about what happened here.
Yeah, so he had just finished his sophomore year of high school at Skyline
Skyline High School.
Yep. And he
Oakland.
had slept over at his aunt's house that night, and then he snuck out roughly around like midnight. She woke up. He wasn't there. His body was found on the side of the road 4 miles away from her home around 1:30 in the morning with a gunshot wound. Obviously, his family doesn't know anything. What I found out after I posted the video, because on TikTok I think it has like over 500,000 views.
Oh, you already got that many.
And so people knew about his Instagram, and it seems like there was some gang activity on his end. Recently.
Also, he had some gang activity.
He had an Instagram that was
involved.
like, I think the Instagram handle was even something like Murderous Nate or something.
Oh, so he was.
Murderous Nate.
Nate.
Because his name is Nathan. I guess?
Nathan, yeah. His the Instagram went private by the time I even saw any of that. But from what people were telling me was that the whole page was filled with like guns and drugs. And,
So you think it was another Asian gang that killed him? Or?
you know, it sounds like that way, but. And I'm not saying this to say that he deserved to die, obviously, because no way. He should still be alive. He's 16. Kids make mistakes. But, yeah, it seems like more and more there was some sort of gang violence.
Well, Doug said, "You have to be an anti-Asian Nazi sociopath to not recognize how psychotic this is, where an Asian teen body can just be dumped on the side of the road and it is not headline national news. This signifies that the killers are not even worried about prosecution." What do you guys think of Doug's take?
Well, Fox covered it, so
but it's
it came out.
KTVU,
Yeah,
so
it's a
Oakland
local news, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I see a lot. You know, the mainstream media doesn't like to cover. You know,
So
these
one person said
stories.
Asian genocide, elderly and young. Another person who follows Doug said, "Why would anyone care? It's just an Asian boy. Why would Jew media or the Asian women they hire care? LOL." Anyway.
So yeah, that's why a lot of local news cover real stuff. Like
Yeah, actually, I was
this.
surprised that Dion Lim didn't cover this because she's usually all over Asian news on the Bay Area.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe because of the gang
the
thing. I don't
gang
know.
part. Yeah.
Did Douglas change from Kim Chil-sung to the Chosen One?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we talked about that last week.
Okay,
Yeah, use this.
this is Kim Il-sung.
It looks like an AI thing, right?
It's definitely
Because look at there's like South Asian and
yeah, like Hawaiian almost.
Like the suit definitely looks AI.
So he's a Marxist, Leninist, Ho, Mao, Kim, Deng,
Then
Kim 2,
my
she, Kim
God.
3 ist.
where's Dougist? Dougism.
I think he doesn't do that anymore.
Do you know what's funny though? Is like I feel like Doug. Hi, Doug. I feel like Doug is also probably like pretty anti-identifiers. You know what I mean? Like
okay. Like I'm a Maoist.
pronoun.
Or like
like
a
pronouns
he,
and stuff.
the,
Yeah, like he,
they.
him stuff. And Doug has an identifier that's longer than anyone.
Hey Sean, what are your pronouns? Do you use pronouns?
No, I've usually.
I love you, Doug.
Okay, that was funny.
What? Do you use pronoun? You,
No.
he, him, right?
Everyone uses pronouns. You can't not have a pronoun.
I know, but yours is the standard cis whatever thing, right? He, him.
Yeah.
Well, some people like to throw in that, obviously, right?
You know,
more.
they these days they put it in their business card too. Some he,
Yeah,
I
some,
prefer
yeah.
pronoun. You know, he, him. You know,
Even bankers, yeah.
I guess we're living in that age. You know, I'm still getting used to it.
Yeah, I mean, I know like some of my friends who are hardcore extremely hate that. They just say, "Yeah, my pronouns are kiss my ass." So, like straight up, like,
I think normal heterosexual people do it to try to create a safe space for people who have other pronouns. But yeah, I think it's a weird thing to hate on something that doesn't affect you.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they feel, I don't know. Obviously, when people decide to do transgendering, I don't think they do it to piss off people. Probably they do a lot of inner.
They do it to
There's
stay
a lot
alive.
of inner conflict.
Yeah.
And there's people, but also we have to point out there are people who transgender and then go back. You know, there are those people to detransitioning.
Sure.
Too. So I think we should probably respect all of them. But I think, you know. Did you hear that story of U.S. Supreme Court taking the case of transgendering, whether they should do surgery to minors? You know, like for instance, if a boy thinks that he wants to be a girl, getting rid of the genitals, and also, you know, a girl getting rid of their breasts. So for me, I think if they're going to decide it, I think they should decide it after 18. And that's
but
that's
the
how I
hard
see
part
it.
about that is that like if you do it after you've gone through puberty, whereas in like the point I
Oh,
think
is that what's going on?
well the thing
Okay.
about it is like if you do it before puberty, then you're going
It's harder to transition. That's what you're saying, right?
well because like you've already gotten puberty is when release all those like testosterone or estrogen. So like for let's say like a guy wants to transition to a woman, if he goes through puberty, then he already has all those male attributes from going through
I
puberty. Whereas if you
that
do it
point of view.
before,
Okay,
it's
I
going to set them up for better success to be passing.
Yeah, so I understand that point of view, but there's also like studies about people who transition during their minor, like people like Chloe Cole, who's a Californian. She regrets transitioning. You know, and then I heard that the suicide rate is like 19 times higher or something. So I think that is also a valid point. So I think there should be some kind of I don't know. I don't know how the U.S. Supreme Court would come down to this, but
I don't think it's any of their goddamn business.
But it was Obama administration who wanted it to be brought up to U.S. Supreme Court. So let's see what happens on that side.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, that's all we got with Doug's whatever that is.
Even when he's not here, he's fucking here.
Should we call him? No.
Mao.
Last time
No,
he
it'll
went on,
last like 30 minutes.
Yeah, he went on a rant about fat people last time.
Oh,
He
God,
did. He
I
did.
He said if you're under the age of 40 and you're fat, you're not a communist.
Oh my God.
So we
and
called
then-
him and I go, what's the message? He goes, the message is lose weight, fatty. He just started laughing.
And then I pointed out, hey, isn't Mao and these Xi Jinping and Kim Jong Un, aren't they kind of
Yeah,
fat?
like
And
literally
what did he say? You
all
know,
the North Korean.
Yeah, and
He
They're
said
all
the
He
North
said they're
Korean,
okay because
you
they're
know, he
leaders?
looks like his grandfather, so it's like a planned thing where he has to look big or whatever. And I said, hasn't he gone beyond Kim Il Sung's size? He's like, well, I don't know the inner workings of the propaganda department, whatever.
Also, I wonder
okay.
I wonder what Doug would have to say if he ever watched My 600-Pound Life.
My 600-pound life.
Yeah, I know
Oh,
Koreans.
there's a documentary, right?
Yeah, it's a show that has like 12 seasons or something. But I know Koreans tend to be very fat phobic. I know at a point I was, because my mom was telling me things like, "Oh, you sound like you gained 5 to 10 pounds on a phone call." So
On a phone call. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
you want to not be fat so badly that like you start looking down on it, kind of a thing.
Wow.
But once you start watching My 600-Pound Life, you realize that almost 100% of them are morbidly obese because they were sexually abused as children.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
I heard about a lot of kids who have been sexually abused when they're kids.
Yeah.
You know, they try to compensate
Yep.
somehow by food or
Yep.
I
And it's
I
not
watched-
even just like as a
watched a show
coping
about it, too.
mechanism. The second, third, fourth, 20th, 50th time, it started to break me when you hear people be like, I wanted to make sure that no one ever found me attractive ever again. And I was like,
to not be sexually abused.
I'm an asshole. Yeah. They were abused, and they in their head as children or even as young adults, their idea was that like, if I become morbidly obese, no one is going to find me attractive and no one's ever going to touch me ever again.
Wow,
So
that's most obese people.
A lot.
A lot of them.
A
I
lot
did hear
of
about
morbidly
sexually
obese
abused,
people.
cases.
And then like immediately started thinking through like, and I was like, oh my God, how many people do I know who were sexually abused and I didn't even know about it?
do you think is that what happened with the what was that guy? The subway guy, the Jared? You know, he
No,
ended up
that
being
guy
a
was a
pedophile.
fucking
Jared,
monster.
somebody,
Fogel or
yeah. Didn't he kind of say that he was abused as a kid or something like that? That's why he.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's fair.
But he, but
But he was also watching kids, right?
yeah, he was involved in child pornography
So
and
much.
pedophilia. He was
So much.
It just that story in itself is unbelievable too,
Yeah.
right? The Jared Fogel, whatever his name is.
So that motherfucker was going to school.
And he was a super likable dude, right? Before we knew all this stuff, right? The guy who lost all these pounds, 200 pounds or, whatever by Subway. And he became a celebrity, but later we found out about this. But I think he also claimed that he was abused when he was a kid.
I wonder if I have anything in my history that I've forgotten. Like after Ed said that, I'm like,
You're not morbidly.
but I'm a bigger dude. I've been a lot bigger than this. And I'm like, did something happen to me? And my mind blocked it out. Anyway.
That can happen.
Yeah, because now I'm just like, did something happen to me? I don't know what age I remember things from, but I remember from like the age of 3. Do you remember like age 1 or 2?
I do remember
I have
3.
some memories from
I
age
remember
2,
when I
yeah.
was 3 and 4, yeah.
Yeah, I only remember from like 3. Okay.
Yeah.
How about you? Do you remember when you were 1?
Probably like 4 to 5. But I was I
Do
was
you know-
always like the same side. But my friend, like, he had an interesting story though for him, because I didn't know if you get poison ivy and you get a steroid, that
would also make you
yeah, that's why he's the
gain
way
weight.
he is right now, and now he's trying to lose that off.
Poison ivy and
Cortisone?
I don't know, but I think it was the type of steroid that he was taking for him that made him like gain like 40 to 50 pounds like in a month.
Oh yeah. Stuff
Right?
like that can for sure happen. Yeah.
But
Not
for me,
everyone,
yeah.
but there is a high percentage of people who are morbidly obese who have histories of sexual abuse.
Like you see a lot of those in America, right?
Yeah.
These like highly obese people. Like I mean, even in Korea, there's still plenty of overweight people, but here you see these like enormous. They might have been abused when they were kids. Like I want to check that out.
Yeah.
too.
I mean, sure, there's always some families who were like the parents were bigger, so it was like taught to them lifestyle wise. There were some who were like couldn't for some reason, had other emotional traumas, but most of it is trauma oriented.
I think I watched an Oprah episode, and they talked about one obese dude, and he was kind of sexually abused when he was a kid, and he said after that it kind of triggered his hunger or something.
Yeah, I don't think all of it is a conscious thing, but I think at some point they do realize they're like, oh shit, I'm fat now and I'm not being abused anymore.
Well, I'm trying to look hot, so anyway. I've been going to the gym for almost 2 years now, getting training and all that. I've lost a total of maybe 10 pounds.
The past couple years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the food is a big part too.
I do enjoy my food. I enjoy 부대찌개 and
Who doesn't? Who doesn't?
Larry Elder.
Larry Elder loves
Did he like it?
부대찌개.
Oh, really?
I wouldn't say he loved it. He was just like, all right.
He told me he liked octopus when I met him that
No,
time.
he loved it. I mean, he said he really enjoyed it.
It's really hard not to love budae-jjigae.
Yeah.
Spam makes everything so good.
Unless
Do you
it's the
love
budae-jjigae
spam?
ramen, that one's not good. That packaged.
I can eat
Oh,
like 3.
You mean the one that you guys gave out?
I ate those 2 of them.
I haven't
last
eaten it
weekend.
yet. I haven't eaten it
It's
yet.
good. It's not that bad. People say that it's bad.
No,
it tastes
it's
pretty
fine.
Okay.
It's just
It's not
what I
budae-jjigae.
expect. And there's like 2 beans.
Yeah, there are some beans, but it's not bad.
Is there
Have you
spam
had it?
in there, though?
The
The
budae-jjigae
soup?
ramen.
Is there
package?
spam in
Yeah.
No spam.
Oh,
No
you've had
spam.
it. You like
Yeah,
it?
I mean, I'm just
spam.
always just not a good spicy person, but if it's like a mild flavor, I'll just take it.
Yeah.
Wait, but have you guys tried it by adding spam to it to make it actual budae-jjigae?
Yeah, spam over sausage for me. I hate sausage.
So it's better with the spam.
Oh, without a
right?
doubt. Yeah.
I just
think
added
it's-
kimchi. Yeah.
Yeah, kimchi, noodles, spam. Some people add like tteokbokki tteok too, right?
Sausage, Vienna sausage is pretty okay though.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's so.
I do love Vienna sausage.
Yeah, right. So when you liked spam, do other American kids kind of make fun of? Seems like Koreans love spam. That's what I think.
I didn't grow up eating it because my mom, for some reason,
It's not
wouldn't
good for
feed
health?
me pork
Oh, okay.
because she's vegetarian. So I
Oh.
think meat, like beef and chicken, was enough for her to feed me. But
You had this one, right?
Okay.
No, it was like a yellow package.
Oh, yellow package.
Yeah.
That army means.
What? BTS?
No.
Oh, yeah,
I
you
thought
thought it was
I thought
BTS,
it was
right?
BTS,
Yeah,
but
I
that meant
remember.
부대.
This one?
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, the otugi.
Yeah.
because in English they call it army stew because that's where it became popular. Yeah.
It used to be Johnson Tang, right?
It used to be Johnson Tongue.
Yeah.
No.
Sounds like you guys
that's a
saying
first.
Johnson. Tongue.
Yeah, Johnson soup or whatever. Watch, see?
백종원 3대 천왕.
이태원 Johnson Tang.
So that's 부대찌개?
부대찌개, that's what I remember. It used to be called Johnson Tang.
I never heard of this. Is the first.
Johnson Tang. Johnson Tang 떡과 부대찌개와
I think with
Johnson
spam-
Yeah,
Tang.
but white
청국장.
people they go up in an uproar about spam. I'm like, bro,
They
you
don't
eat
like it, right?
scrapple.
How come they don't like it? Is it because it's not healthy?
It's because
it's one of the known.
Once they eat it, I'm sure they would love it, but they have this idea of what it is, and I'm like,
Oh.
you guys eat ham. But the thing is that like Spam, the company specifically, they use high quality meats. Like
Do they?
Spam is made from
is it
like
pretty good quality?
Yeah, it's made from like like pork shoulder.
Wow.
Like it's not like scrapple where they like
Okay.
literally use the scraps after they like butcher a pig. Like they literally take portions from it, and it's
All
like
right.
actual portions. I think it's like pork butt and like pork shoulder.
So it's not like snout or
you're saying
ears.
that
No, it's not- it's not
so
even
you're
like
saying
weird
that
shit.
It's not that bad.
No.
right? It's not.
I mean, health wise, it's not great.
Okay. Yeah,
But from
still,
like
from the
meat
meat
quality,
point of view.
yeah. It's not like you're
And-
eating hooves and shit.
And I think in Americans' case, they eat spam with like sandwiches, right? I think spam goes with rice.
Oh my
That's
god.
what I think.
Yeah,
I think
it should
they,
be, yeah.
if they would have tried rice and spam, I
my
think they
God.
would have different.
Nothing
Yeah.
is better than kimchi fried rice with spam. in it.
Yeah.
With like when like you cut them into small little cubes and you crispen them.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god, I'm
But-
so hungry right now.
Yeah, but then I watched one doctor on YouTube, and she was kind of talking about healthy foods and not non-healthy foods, and she said there are two foods that she doesn't eat, and one was spam.
Yeah, but wasn't she also the one? What was the other one that you said?
오징어 젓갈.
Oh yeah,
Did
It's
I-
like my
did I-
favorite thing
I
in the
talked
world.
about it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you're making me
But
give
why
up those
did
two
why
foods.
did she say the oregano? Because it had plastic in it or something, right?
Some kind of chemical. Yeah, she was talking about some preservatives and stuff like that.
fuck that, I'm still gonna eat
But yeah, I didn't quit on spam. You need some of them. I mean,
Yeah, I
'cause
mean,
you
I
gotta
only
enjoy
eat it
life
like 2-3
too, right?
times a year,
Me
but
too.
yeah,
spam. So you're really keeping it in
mostly
in
because
control.
of my gout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Your
Okay.
gout- Your
Wasn't my
gout
gout.
changed you.
Yeah, it had to.
How do we get to this from Doug?
What's that?
From spam.
How do we get here?
Does it matter?
No, you talked about overweight.
Oh
all
yeah,
of a
the
sudden.
whole obesity came.
And
You
then
said
how did that go to
Korean people-
pudechige?
Korean people make
my
fun of like
derailing
overweight
conversations
people
is my
and-
specialty.
And
No,
then,
it's the Ktown Social Club specialty. We do it all the time.
and then we want to track it. We want to trace it. How we eradicate.
Well, like, okay, no. It had something to do with Doug being fat phobic.
yeah, you talked about.
Oh,
yeah.
And then
fat
I talked
phobic.
about 600, my 600 pound
yeah,
life.
the
and
TV.
then
And then why did spam come in to the picture?
spam.
I said I like pudechige.
Oh, and then put it.
Spam.
Then he talked about Larry Elder,
I talked
Ah.
about spam.
Yeah.
spam,
Yeah.
and here we are.
부대찌개 goes to spam, because
Yeah.
부대찌개 we eat it before the spam. I hate the sausages.
Yeah, I
I don't like
just don't like
sausages in
sausages.
부대찌개. I just want ham.
Yeah,
right.
ham.
I don't hate the sausages,
Because I think they're a deception.
but if it's in place of spam, I'll get mad.
yeah,
Like, if
there's no
me too,
spam,
me
it's not
too,
budachiga.
Me too. And other than spam, I think sausage-wise, Vienna sausage is pretty okay.
do
Yeah,
love Vienna
right. Vienna sausage is.
How about do you
is
like
a bomb.
pineapples in your pizza?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I
sometimes,
like.
but
Not
not,
with-
not
not with
necessarily.
ham.
Not with ham. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
With
Not with
cheese,
ham?
yeah, cheese
Yes.
is
You don't
fine.
like ham?
No.
On pizza?
No. I don't mind the ham. I don't like the pineapples and ham combo.
Why?
Yeah.
It just takes away from the pineapple, I think.
So plain pizza, cheese and pineapple. That's
Yeah.
edible for
I
you.
love
But
Yeah.
pineapple pizza.
for me, I mean, when you said pineapple pizza, I automatically
Like just
Hawaiian.
Hawaiian, right?
yeah,
Like Hawaiian
So,
pizza.
so you don't
No
know
Hawaiian, no.
I mean, I can handle it, but it's
nope,
like
I will pick
You will
off the
pick it
ham,
out.
and then when I taste it, I'll get mad.
I think
Okay.
it's fine because it pisses off Italians, which I love. They get so sensitive over their pizza and their pasta. It's like that's the only thing they have to like. And it's like, well, isn't that shit originally from China? The noodles, the pasta. So, because there was this Asian guy who was eating
Neither.
pasta with chopsticks, and this Italian guy took it away and gave him a fork instead.
really.
Oh yeah, but that guy was rage baiting. Yeah, his video is hilarious.
Oh, is
He
it?
like purposely was in Italy trying to piss off Italians.
Oh.
Yeah. But that was hilarious. But not even tomatoes
Right.
are indigenous to Italy. That was brought by
Tomato?
people from Latin America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you know where potatoes are from? They're not from Ireland. The original origin of potatoes is what is today Peru, with thousands of varieties of
Oh,
potatoes.
okay.
So,
Is,
know.
is Blaze Pizza okay? Because since
I've
they're-
never had it.
since they're getting out of business, I want to try. I want
Who?
to.
Yeah, it's very thin.
Blaze Pizza is leaving, right?
I don't. I mean,
Blaze
we
Pizza.
have it on
You
account.
never
I
tried
have
Blaze
no
Pizza?
idea what that is.
Blaze. Yeah, I know what it is.
You
They
know
have a
what it
lot.
is.
you've never seen it. I see them around, but
yeah.
I've never
I mean,
had
it's more
it.
an OC.
never
though.
had it?
Yeah.
No.
I heard that it's pretty good, right?
Yeah. I mean,
have you
it's,
tried it?
it's okay. It's very
Okay.
thin, like
It's
very
you
thin
get,
crust.
like
Yeah.
individual made, right?
Uh-huh.
And you just choose your toppings.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that's how it is.
That's all it is, right?
All right. I don't know. I've never been there, but I wanted to
don't
stop by.
know what you guys are talking about.
I've never
Blaze,
been there.
like
You've
BL
never been there.
Okay,
BLAD.
sorry.
Yeah, I
Blade?
wanted to try.
Blaze.
Blaze.
Yeah,
Blaze.
Blaze. Yeah.
Oh,
Blaze, yeah, yeah.
I have. No, I've never had it. They're going
Never
out of
had it.
business.
They're
I didn't know
leaving
about it.
California. That's what.
Have you had
I-
Prince Street Pizza?
No,
No.
I've had mulberry
Yeah, I was a
Pizza.
yeah.
That's New York, right? In Mulberry Street.
Prince
is
Street.
in-
No, mulberry.
Coney pizza's good too.
Oh, is original?
Coney's
based
gone,
out of-
right?
Oh, is it?
I think my favorite is combination though. Supreme without the black olives.
Oh, I hate black olives on pizza.
Yeah,
but the
I
best style of pizza though is New Haven pizza.
New Haven.
You ever had New Haven
New
pizza?
Haven. I don't know.
No.
Oh my god.
New Haven style pizza. What is that? That looks pretty.
It looks
I like the
pretty,
Philly
yeah.
style. Remember just the one with the sauce and the thick bun?
He's from Philly.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's like what is it called? That's what I was trying to ask. It's I think it's just tomato sauce and it's like a thick crust of bread.
Oh, you're talking about
Is that what is that called? I forget.
We call it
What do you guys call that?
Italian bread.
Italian bread.
This thing?
Is that? what you're
Yeah,
talking
similar.
about?
Yes.
Yeah,
It
Kinda-
is so fucking good.
I love that. Yeah,
It's
Philly
so
style pizza.
good.
yeah.
It's called Philly style pizza.
We don't call it pizza. It's sold in pizza shops.
Okay.
But I think in Philly they call it tomato pie. It's called a tomato pie.
Tomato
Oh,
pie.
tomato.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Looks like the pizza I got in elementary school, kind of.
Yeah, but it has it has no melted cheese on it, which means that the tomato sauce has to be like fucking delicious.
And Philly steak is supposed to be really good too. Is it what?
I mean, Philly cheesesteaks are amazing. Yeah.
And it's originally from
I had
there.
Pat's and Geno's, and I was like, whatever.
Those are two of the worst you could ever get.
Well, that's my fucking friend. My Temple University friend took me there. That's
oh
his
my
fault.
god. Hang that man.
So what's a good Philly steak that's similar to Philadelphia steak where you were originally
Here?
at? Yeah, here.
Oh, booze, 100%.
It is
Oh,
good,
Booze
right?
is good. I like
Booze?
that.
Booze is
They
fucking.
use
It's
that-
still in Wilshire,
Booze?
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Where-
it.
where-
It's on
where?
Wilshire. It's
Wilshire?
yeah.
Next to the Gaylord building.
Yep.
Oh, I've been there. Yeah.
Booze
is
oh,
au-
okay, so they're
Booze
good.
is authentic, and as far as I know, I don't know if it changed recently, but what makes the Philly cheesesteak the best is they use a specific company's bread.
The brand.
Amoroso.
Amoroso rolls.
Yeah.
From what I understand, Booze gets Amoroso's rolls flown in from
Right.
Philly.
My friend
Yeah,
had a
they got-
Philly.
Do you know what's also crazy? Is one of the best cheesesteak places I think in Philadelphia is also Korean owned and made.
Really?
Yeah.
Koreans will take whatever exists and take it to
and
the
take
next
it to
level.
the next level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like you look at the pizza places, barbecue places in Korea now, like
Exactly.
who do
Like,
American style
yeah.
barbecue or pizza,
Yeah.
burgers. They take it up several notches. It's
exactly.
insane.
Yeah, I think
mean,
so.
You know when
They're
Look
good
at
at it.
Samsung.
Samsung.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking about.
Look
Galaxy,
at all the
right?
reverse engineering that we'd love to do.
when we were at Pink's Hot Dogs for the Radio Korea special hot dog thing, there was a Korean guy that was there who runs a hot dog shop in Korea. So he came to LA to visit Pink's and I guess do research. And the next day he was going to fly to New York to go to Gray's Papaya or whatever to do research. And I'm thinking, okay, this guy's serious. He's going to go back and make the best freaking hot dog in Korea. So yeah, Koreans,
Even fried chicken, right? Korean fried chicken is
the
tastier,
fried chicken is
Superior.
very good.
Yeah.
What else? Even their toast and their sandwiches.
Yeah,
Their
toast.
right?
yeah.
Dominating, right?
Korea does everything really well.
Kimchi burger.
How about coffee? Cafe
Even the
Verde.
racism, they can take it to the next. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I mean, they even took garlic bread and they added a little cream cheese to it,
And
that
sugar.
shit is fire. Oh,
Is
yeah.
it because Korea is more competitive? The country is so small, but you have the density population. It's all in Seoul.
I think because
and-
of the war and stuff, I think it seemed like Korea had started the race later than everyone else. And when
they
you do
did.
that, you don't have time to rebuild.
Oh, okay.
You have to build on what's already
Yeah.
existing.
I think that's why they're just always so fast paced, right?
Yeah.
very
Anywhere you
fast
go.
paced. Yeah,
And very impatient too.
yeah. I mean,
Every few years, I go back to Korea. Like
they change,
I always
right?
go to the same
They
neighborhoods,
change,
like where I
right.
lived and everything, and I'm just like, wow, it changed again.
I know.
Go back a year later. Oh my god, it's completely different again.
Yep. Whereas you can leave LA for 10 years and come back and be like, the road is exactly the same.
Oh, there's a few more potholes.
There's so many more potholes.
Yeah.
But it's because they didn't like relayer it, you know? It's the same road, just with so many more potholes.
Did things get worse?
Yeah.
Compared to decades
All the
ago,
time.
right? It
Yeah,
gets
no,
worse here.
I'm scared of my tires when I was driving here. I was just, I'm
you
worried
because
about
of the
my tires.
potholes.
Oh
yeah.
my
right?
god! There was one point I was commuting to Santa Monica, and within 1 week, I popped the same tire 3 times on the same fucking pothole.
Yeah, you know. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think I had to change my tires like 5 times one
On
year.
Olympic.
You know, it happened. So it's, yeah.
And that whole Wilshire is just bad.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
was Olympic.
2019,
bad.
I went to Gangnam-yeok, Gangnam, and it completely changed. It was not
I bet.
recognizable. It was not recognizable. I mean, all the stuff that I used to go, it's not. It wasn't there anymore.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Probably.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Probably that's why they're so good at whatever
Yeah.
comes out.
You drove up from Orange County?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So we took,
Yobalinda.
I forget the freeway,
Yorbalinda.
like 57.
Yorbalinda.
Yeah.
It's so funny having all these like Spanish named cities with like a bunch of Asian people living in them. Like Chino Hills. Oh.
Yeah, it is.
It's our hills, yeah.
Even Los Angeles, isn't that?
Yeah,
a
it's,
Chinese,
Los Angeles.
Angeles, yeah, it's like
it's Spanish, right?
Yeah, it's actually
Actually,
Los Angeles is actually the nickname for what Los Angeles' name originally is. There's like 10 more words after Los Angeles.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
interesting. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, for Americans who say that Tibet should be free and Taiwan and all that, would they be okay with a free California or California going back to Mexico, I wonder? Or Hawaii
California.
or Puerto Rico or Guam or the
Yeah.
Virgin Islands?
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching a lot of those YouTubes. You know, like this used to be territory of Mexico, France.
Tongva people.
Uh-huh.
Well, because like it's more than just like, oh, give them back their land. They have no power. You know what I mean? Like people in Costa Rica, they have no political power. People in Guam, they can't control anything
And
they do.
France had certain portion of America too, right? France.
Yeah, the Louisiana Purchase, right?
Yeah, and I don't know. Should we all revert back to how it was supposed to be?
Yeah, but like it would never go back to France. It would just go back to the indigenous people.
The
Yeah,
indigenous
yeah.
people, you're right.
I'd be down with that.
You know, I heard one guy online saying, well, they deserved it because they didn't have flags, so they didn't have any claim to the territory. I'm like, oh, interesting. Interesting idea.
Yeah, even all the
You need a flag.
Yeah, I went to Canada, right, to see Niagara Falls. All the casinos, it's owned by indigenous people there. So, and that's how the establishment people keep them. Is it at bay or I don't know.
Give them gambling
Yeah.
money.
Well,
let them drink
they
themselves. to
Tell them it's for reparations,
Reparations,
but it has more negatives than
That's what I
positives.
think too, right?
Yeah.
There must be. I mean,
Anyway, I wanted to talk about other stuff like, yesterday there was that
oh, you mean the
violence
Karen Bass
outside the LA synagogue
synagogue?
by pro-Palestinian or pro-Hamas types. Even Biden
Biden also came
Newsom,
out
and Karen Bass all
they
spoke.
condemned it.
They condemned it. And meanwhile,
They didn't say a single word when kids were getting fucking harassed at school and stuff.
but apparently this is what it was about. There was this,
Jewish journal.
they were selling or auctioning off Palestinian land. Now is the time. Real estate in Israel, the mega event of the year, is coming to North America. LA Valley, Thursday, June 20th. And LA Pico, Sunday, June 23rd.
That
It says,
will be today.
come in
Yesterday.
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 Because today we're recording this on the
You
24th.
don't work on Sundays.
It says, come and meet representatives of housing projects in all the best Anglo neighborhoods in Israel. Anglo neighborhoods.
That's so ridiculous.
Get the most updated info from the experts so that you can make your move. Home management, mortgage advisors, transferring funds, attorneys. So this is according to People's City Council. The synagogue was hosting a sale of Palestinian land. Every single elected official in Los Angeles commenting on this is being so disingenuous. It's disgusting. Let's see, what else? This dickhead is chiming in. Wait, what? Anyway. What were they protesting? There's 100 synagogues in LA. Why were they protesting at this one? Every major Western outlet frames this like an attack on a synagogue while leaving out the part where the synagogue was hosting an event to sell illegally occupied Palestinian land. So, I don't know. What's the conservative take on this? If even fellow Democrats are condemning this.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
What do you think about it, Sean? Do you have any take?
I mean, condemning is
official?
condemning, but I also feel like it's the timing, though.
The timing?
I 99.9% think it's the timing, especially for Biden. And then I feel like, Newsom and Karen Bass are just like, they need to climb up that same ladder. So it's like, I guess I need to get that same takeaway.
Does LA Times have? It's owned by Patrick Shunshung, right? Does it
Yeah.
have some Jewish investors there too, as well? I'm just wondering.
I don't know.
I know New York Times is owned by a Jewish family. I know
Washington Post is owned by Bezos.
Bezos, yeah. But Washington Post has been bleeding money like crazy, right? Aren't they? Didn't they have like a $50 million deficit
Oh
left?
my God, that's like 1 penny to Bezos.
Yeah. But
Just like X, Elon
Elon
Musk.
Musk,
It's
yeah.
like if they lose a few $100 million, it's no big deal to them. It's like spending money on like a hobby,
at this
Yeah.
point, I don't know. I think mainstream media has been also losing a lot of credit too. I think a lot of people would be probably watching it on.
That's the reason why
Instagram
the
and
next
Yeah.
generation of people
Yeah.
are getting their news from social
Yeah,
media.
and they're trying to even block that by banning TikTok, right?
Legacy media will
disappear one day, you think?
Well, there will be a new mainstream, and I don't know how they're going to figure out how to control everything. But
I think it's on us to figure it out.
Probably.
yeah,
Right.
let's figure something out. You know what people accuse Jews of doing in media, which I don't know if it's true or not. Is it true, Michael?
About
that
what?
Jews control the media?
Well, New York Times is owned
mean,
by a
people who-
Jewish family.
if you own
I
it-
think CNN, if you go to the Time Warner company, aren't they also?
Yeah.
You know, so even
And
Fox
big
News, is
profile.
Rupert Murdoch Jewish?
No, I don't think so.
I thought he was,
Murdoch
but
is-
then I
Wolf
kind of
Blitzer
researched
is Jewish too, right?
Murdoch
Rupert
is
Murdoch.
not
Wolf
a Jewish
Blitzer
name.
from CNN.
Huh?
Wolf Blitzer.
He's Jewish.
Right, he's-
I
I think Murdoch is a German origin.
It's a German
name,
origin.
I think.
Okay, but
Yeah,
anyway, I
some sort
think
of
you know,
Anglo-Saxon.
I think it's a. They say it's a conspiracy theory when we talk about it, but I think they do
Yeah,
have a lot of influence.
Whether it's true or not, I think Koreans should do that. We
I-
need to create our own.
Well, yeah, I mean, not even just Koreans, but I just mean like our next generation. We should probably figure out and
some kind of different.
Netflix traditional media.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come out of left field and fucking take over.
Like Korean
Yeah.
streaming business.
But that's crazy. The word Anglo in that. That's
Hey,
wild.
That's how they think. You see how they spit on Christians and how they call Jesus all these horrible names and
Yeah, they called her anti-Semite, Candace Owens, because she said Jesus is king. So
Christ is king.
Christ is king. Yeah.
Anyway,
So,
I
I
think
mean, right?
There's so much fanaticism.
So
Yeah.
I think Sean and I we talked about it too, like before. Like
Yeah,
it's like the two party is pretty much controlled by APEC and all
Yeah,
these
this,
power
Israel.
money people.
Israel
and,
controls them.
I think
and industries. You know?
We need our own APAC. We call it ACPAC.
yeah.
Okay, American Korean Public Affairs
Because
Committee.
now people are saying Jeffrey Epstein might be an agent of Mossad. They're even saying that isn't Ben Shapiro
He's
Shapiro,
clearly
an agent of Mossad.
the guy went to Israel with Musk, right?
He did.
He's like
Musk changed his tone
li-
afterwards.
listen, Elon, you know what we have on you. You know about you and those young whatever.
Oh, you're saying that?
I'm thinking maybe they have something on Elon. He does like young ladies. Do you remember Grimes? How young she looked?
Yeah.
And how many kids he has? He has like a dozen.
11.
11?
Yeah, I think I just read something the other day where he just was hiding another kid that he had in between one of the Grimes kids, I
Oh.
think.
And then his father married his sister or something like that.
But
His
like, I
father
mean-
married his own sister.
Again, what do we expect from a family who benefited from apartheid in South Africa?
You know, I'm reading his book, but according to that book, it seems like
Oh, he married his
it
stepdaughter.
kind of portrayed him like a self-made dude. In
Of course
that,
it
you know?
is. Like the same way
But if
Kylie
Walter
Jenner was
do you
like,
think
I'm self-made.
Do you think Walter Isaacson is bought and paid for too? The guy who wrote about Steve Jobs and
I don't
Einstein and I don't know. It's,
Okay.
but one has to assume it could be all fabrication.
Anyway.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's never ending.
So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's another episode of Ktown Social Club. We missed Doug, but he was not
He's gonna come
forgotten here today.
We remembered him.
And special thanks to Sean Lee for coming in
Yeah,
all the
Sean.
way from Yorba Linda. I know
course.
the
Actually
drive
from
must have
DC,
been.
right?
Yep, DC.
Washington,
He
DC.
flew in just to come
Yeah.
here. That's great. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks for flying in.
Thank you,
Of
Sean.
course.
Yeah.
LA is always my home
Nice
though, but
having
now
you.
it's like the transition been made. So
Transition.
And you're going to work for the Republican National Committee.
Yeah,
And come
that
July
can-
11th.
come dive, yep.
Yeah,
And then if we get to November, then
July 15th, you're going to go to Wisconsin.
yeah, that week. So
Okay.
pretty sure. Yeah, Kangmin. He said he will be there. Kim. Those like
Kangmin's going to be there.
Yeah,
too.
he's told me.
Okay.
Kangmin
I
Lee.
think.
Yeah, we would like to invite Kangmin over here too.
Yeah,
as
like
well.
maybe Zoom or something. He said, yeah, potentially.
We also
'Cause I
want
think he has a
Arthur
schedule.
Kwan Lee
Arthur
and
Kwan Lee
Doug.
said he's
Kwan.
going to come in person. So
That's
Is Larry
Yeah,
gonna come again?
interesting.
Because Larry was here, right, last year.
Who?
Larry
Larry
Elder?
Elder came for a culture shock, but I think down the road we might have him. I think I
We
don't.
should smoke something with him.
I'm not sure. I asked him, and he said he doesn't smoke weed.
Or
So-
Jeez.
Like Sean
I
Steele,
don't
he
know.
likes cigars.
Who?
Remember Sean Steele, his cigar social at the convention?
Yeah. Does
Yeah.
he smoke?
No, I don't think he does
Yeah.
cigar. He's a big
He
cigar
does,
guy.
he's a big
You know
cigar
Michelle
guy.
Steele?
Yeah, I know of her. Yeah,
Have you met her?
yeah, I know her campaign manager really well. So
You know Young Kim too.
yeah, those two. Yeah,
Have you hung out with her?
yeah. We went in and out that time. when we were
In and out?
after the 4th of July parade.
In and out.
She bought us like the whole team stuff, and we're like, okay, thank you.
Oh, nice.
It's so funny though.
She's gonna get reelected, I think.
I think she's in a
Young
much
Kim
safer spot.
the district she's running is pretty red there, right?
Yeah.
But how about Michelle Steele?
I think she needs a little bit more of her help. I mean, I think she's so good because she has that, Orange County and then I think Trump recently endorsed her too because she was at the fundraiser event at the Newport.
Trump did endorse her.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where, but because I remember because she attended the Trump's fundraiser in Newport.
Oh yeah. Come to think of it, Trump did endorse her back in 2020
because he's close friends with Sean.
Yeah, I
so
mean,
Okay.
I think that's.
I
why.
don't think Sean was that. So Sean is more of an establishment figure. So
Sean Steele, Michelle Steele's
Yeah.
husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Sean Steele was not initially happy about Trump gaining a lot of traction because they would prefer more like people like Marco Rubio or the typical politicians.
All right.
But, yeah.
Got it. Thanks.
Yep.
You have anything you want to plug? Any place of business or anything? No, you're good.
Yeah, I mean IG stuff usually, LinkedIn,
Okay.
like those stuff.
Instagram?
Yeah.
You have an Instagram account?
Yeah, usually Instagram, like usually on Facebook and Twitter, but not that much. But yeah,
Okay.
these days it's just been mainly more of like the professional setting. So
Cool.
Got it. Okay.
What
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
to grow up.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Sean, for coming in, and Ed, thanks for
course.
coming in again.
I forgot his name.
I was like, Ed,
like a glitch?
No, I was thinking of something else.
something to
Okay.
say. Yeah,
Something about his water.
I was just-
or,
Oh, okay.
Sure.
So I just said Ed. Thanks for coming in,
Yeah,
and
of course.
Yeah.
Michael,
Yeah.
welcome
I'm
back. And yeah, that's it from us at
All right,
Ktown Social Club, your best friends on the internet.
Mhm.
So, next time we'll talk more politics and current events and things with Doug.
Yeah.
I think.
Wait, I think he said maybe 2 weeks,
Oh,
right?
did he? Is he
Yeah,
staying
well,
there for 2
Esther
weeks?
Lim is coming next week, right?
Esther Lim is supposed to come
Because that
next
guy,
week.
Nathan Hockman, is also coming
Nathan
in.
Hockman is also
I
coming.
think he's coming in at
July
4.
8th, I think, yeah.
What do you mean July 8th?
Let me see. Oh, yeah.
You need to update that Excel sheet
Oh, yeah,
because
okay.
I put whatever date you said, but it keeps changing. So
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, but Nathan Hockman.
anyway, he's running for something. I don't know what.
LA
he's running.
County District Attorney seat.
Against Gascon.
George Gascon.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
I think Doug will want to be here for that, but okay.
Gascon.
Yeah,
Gascon.
Gascon.
All of
Yeah.
them.
Gascon. He's a pretty much of a national figure now.
He's
Everybody knows.
personally, he's a nice guy, but yeah.
He is a nice guy.
They're always
Yeah.
nice.
All right.
Yeah. Politician.
Okay.
Professional
Well,
politicians.
that's it for us. Stay tuned for more Ktown Social Club coming
Okay.
at you soon. All right. Bye bye,
All right, thank
everybody.
you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Man.
Yeah, I have it here at July 8th, Nathan, but I'll recheck.
I was like, that's so far from now. No, it's not. 2 weeks.
I mean, I thought it was going to be for next week on July 1st, but whatever. So back to Yorba Linda now?
I mean, there's still a couple of errands I need. I have to stop by PragerU actually.
Today?
Today, yeah.
Prager, you?
Yeah, their office is.
They're in the valley, right?
Yeah, like and I think
So they're having you as a guest or something?
Oh no,
Or
it's
what?
like a person I know, one of the program managers. It's the guy who Larry introduced me to. But it's funny because I saw him at Turning Point, and then like he had something with us, and because he did a lot of our Todd Spitzer race back in Orange County, so he was a good digital friend of ours.
So you got to go to the valley now.
Yeah, stop by their office, then I'll be
What
back.
time is the meeting?
It's like
Cool.
it's like 7:45ish.
Oh, shit. That's a late meeting.
Is Dennis Prager still around?
I think he is. Yeah. I mean,
Nice.
I don't know. Like, I don't know if he's like actually in the building all
Dennis
the time.
Prager, he still does his